Connecting. Yes, it takes long.
You did start, eh?
There you go. Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to the pre-season 2 chat here with myself, Shaun Peters, and a couple of other very, very cool guests in studio at the moment. Right next to me, well, in fact, we just got the Online Outlaws graphics up on your screen there, but I'm going to just cross over there to we've got Stefan Vessels with us, one of the quickest riders that we know in living history, and of course right next to me on screen there, looking at 400 different screens, it's the one and only Alvin Sykes. How's it, guys?
How's it? Good evening.
Stefan Vessels, how's it going? Everyone knows you under your alias name, it's Donkey, and I always say that you're not exactly a donkey. You're probably one of the quickest drivers in South Africa. Good to have you with us. One of the guys that do all the background stuff for us is here with us. How's it going, Stefan?
Good, man. Good to be on this side of the camera, or not camera tonight, but this side of the chat.
Yeah, no pressure.
For the next season, will be more of an admin role and a little bit less of a racing role. We'll be racing some other leagues and some PC leagues, so I'm looking forward to it.
And also, just by the way, finally, because there's no racing and there's no real craziness going on behind the scenes, we can actually say a massive congratulations. It's been 4 weeks and I think 2 days now. So well done. Congratulations on the young men. How's that going, by the way?
All good, man. It's not easy, but we're getting there.
And well, Alvin Sykes is having a good old smirk on his face there. He's a dad as well. He knows exactly what we're talking about. How's it going, Alvin?
Hey, where's your sound, Alvin?
Alvin, you need to put your sound up, brother. So obviously, when you're trying to tidy up the back end of your room there, you might have dropped the microphone. Okay, well, Alvin's trying to sort that out. He's one of our conspirators behind all the racing, and so if you're looking at him now on your screen over there, he does quite a bit of work in the background as well with the rest of the crew, and also the owner of Semcrete, or at least the guys that do a bit of co-sponsoring with us. We're just going to run through Stefan.
Shaun?
Yebo.
I think your stream is unlisted.
Oh, no ways. Are you serious? Okay, just hold on.
I can't find it anywhere.
Should we start it over?
Yeah, just restart quickly.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me just list it. Yeah, we can hear you now. Okay, I'm gonna kill this.
Alvin, you there, bro?
I'm gonna kill. Give me the thumbs up when it comes through.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Right.
Just waiting for the stream to go live.
Just give me a sec. I'll check my side again.
Here we go. Good to go.
All right. Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Online Outlaws This is the pre-season 2 chat, and I'm joined in studio. Well, we've got some special guests, but right now we've got the one and only Stephen Wessels with us, one of the quickest guys that I know in sim racing, and of course joined with our one of the fellow drivers that spends quite a bit of time researching and doing quite a bit of the background work. Alvin Sykes, how's it, guys? How are you guys tonight?
How's it? All good?
Hey Shaun, all good, man. Nice being here tonight, chatting to everyone.
Yeah, finally get to. Well, we don't have you on screen, but I'm going to go to us quickly, and we can just have a look at what it looks like. There we go. We're in studio. How's it, guys? Nice to see all of you. Alvin Sykes sitting right next to me, and Mr. Wessels. Well, he's recently become a dad. How's that going for you? Congratulations, by the way. Have we
Thanks,
lost?
No, being a dad has been something quite unexpected, eh? Unexpected in terms of just how life is now.
Yeah, you got to
in some
share
ways
it.
it's not as in some ways it's not as bad as I well, bad might not be the right word, but it's not as hectic as I thought it was going to be. But in other ways, it's 10 times worse. So yeah.
It's all the part of growing up and just living life to its fullest. I see Alvin giving us a big smile and looking like he's got to say something. Alvin, how's it been on your side? I know we're supposed to be talking about motorsport, but let's just chat. If there's any dads out there, welcome to the real world, guys.
Well, isn't sim racing just a bit of a part of that little time and a little break away from those kind of things? And I think it's nice having that little breakaway during the day, or whether it's once a week or whatever. Whenever you get that gap to kind of get into something that you're passionate about and love,
Yeah.
that's what it is for me. And I think it's those little things, especially coming from lockdown. Um, and finding a whole another community, which has been fantastic. I mean, so many guys from the GTS SA groups to LNR and all of them. It's just such a great group to connect with. So it's only great to be a part of it. And yeah, it's nice to sit here and meet guys like yourself, Shaun, and all pull together and get onto a stream like this and discuss more about what everyone enjoys. So it's great, man.
Yeah, and I say thanks to you guys for getting me involved. It's something that I've been passionate about all my life is motorsport, and coming off season 1, what an exciting season. Then into that Porsche Cup, and that was definitely one of my favorites. Just because that single series always creates big action, big drama, but we're going into season 2 from tomorrow. It's going to be a smasher of a season, and I hope I'm saying that correctly because we don't want to talk about smashing up cars. But it's going to be a rough one. Let's just look at that calendar very, very quickly. And
we're going to be smashing lap times.
We're going to be smashing lap times. You're damn right. Well, up on your screen there now, Zandvoort tomorrow. And I think even before we get to our guests, someone like yourself, in both of you guys, well, maybe Alvin not so much because he likes the Boatley, I mean the Bentley. But Stefan, Zandvoort, what sort of car would suit that race circuit?
Generally, so it's not a top speed circuit, so probably something like the Porsche would be great. The Bentley is a good overall car. Easy on the curbs, easy. It might not always be the fastest car, but it's a very stable car, easy to drive. And then something like the Ferrari can be tricky at the moment. Yeah, so BOP plays a part in it. Yeah, it's a car that you really enjoy to drive will be your fastest car, to be honest. The car that you put the most time in, because there's guys that will get time out of a car that you just can't get time out of a car.
Yeah.
And yeah, that happens everywhere. So that's why a lot of guys, which we'll discuss now, a lot of guys went for the Bentley because it's kind of the go-to car when you don't know what car to use, because it kind of works everywhere.
Yeah.
Something like Porsche would be brilliant at Kyalami, brilliant at the shorter tracks, but it might be a bit more difficult at a place like Monza or Spa.
Yeah.
Top speed issues. So yeah,
And,
but yeah,
and such a handful to drive is the Porsche, and that's what makes him so exciting to watch as a spectator.
the Porsche GT3 is a very interesting car. I like driving it. It's not the easiest car to drive, but when you get used to driving it, it actually becomes more natural.
Yeah.
The cup cars are a bit of a different animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've got some really cool guests coming on. In fact, we've got Kaylan Mawa and Shaun Schutte. Well, Skitty One, as is known. Well, if you guys have been following us, and just by the way, if you have just joined us, a warm welcome. It is a Monday. We're going to be seeing you tomorrow night again for season 2, the start of season 2. Great having you on board with us. You're welcome to post a couple of questions and we'll try and run through it. Can you hear us, Stephen?
Yeah, just give me a second. The guy said the voice channel is locked. Why would it say the voice channel is locked?
All right, folks. Well,
don't worry, you guys continue.
Yeah,
just
Stefan's
bring that calendar up so long.
So we'll go back to that calendar very quickly while we try and sort that out. There's the calendar. So we are going to go into, and I'm just going to get it big on my side. So round 1 tomorrow and round 2 on the 13th. That's next week at Spa. In fact, when we asked a couple of questions throughout the last season, what are your favorite tracks? Spa came up quite a lot. Alvin, while I've still got you there, Spa, great racetrack, and I'm sure the Bentley can get around that long circuit. You're going to have some fun next week, I reckon.
You know, when this all started, I think the Lexus was a great car for me. I gave all the other cars a good go, and they was all testing it on Kyle Army, and I just couldn't get anywhere near the times. I resorted to purchasing some Dave Perel settings for the McLaren that I really wanted to get into, and I was like, just wasn't finding the extra 2 seconds I needed. So I got the McLaren settings, and I felt great in the car. Just wasn't getting the times, and then I hopped into, out of testing all the cars, I hopped into the Boatley, and it just within 2 laps, it just, obviously my driving style or whatever it is, so I've just stuck with that, and yeah, I'm happy with it. You know, it kind of gives me a great feeling to be in that car, the same as the winner of Jordan Pepper at was it the 9 hour at Bathurst. So it's a bit of a proudly South African kind of vibe I get, and I enjoy the car. So I'm just going to stick with it because I don't want to take chances anywhere else. It's not like in the Foster's Oak, but the Boatley kind of helps me get there, even if it's at the back.
Great stuff. We can't wait to see you out there. Round 3, of course, Silverstone, also a great circuit. Alton Park, that we saw the Porsche Cup racing through. Donington Park, also a fantastic race circuit. And then, of course, ending with Suzuka, really incredible racetrack out in Japan. I see most of our guys have joined us. If we can just do a quick check and see if everyone's here.
Yeah, there should be. We just had some quick settings change. Kaylan, can you hear me? Are you live?
Just his voice is on mute. The chat.
Yeah. I did ask him to mute himself when they log on.
All right, let's get the guys on board while we're doing that. I just want to go back into studio mode. Right, Kaylan, are you there? Right, to any of our viewers that are joining us, we're going to go live now in the next couple of seconds with Kaylan Mawa and Shaun Schutte. In fact, quite excited to chat to 2 of the superstars of sim racing. We're just getting them back onto the feed. And we're just waiting for Stefan to let us know when they're there with us.
So we've got some guys on the chat saying, got Ruan saying he can't wait to race at Zandvoort. He hasn't raced there before. Yeah, it's an interesting track. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's. I
why
mean,
can't we go?
it's a racetrack that you dominated at in the first season, Stefan. So while you're trying to get the
That was
guys,
Zolder.
it was Zolder that you. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, Zolder, where you just destroyed everybody.
Kaylan, can you hear us? Are you live?
Yes, I can. Can you hear
There
me?
you go.
There we go. Perfect, man. Cool,
Right.
man. Thanks for
Sweet.
joining.
Hi, guys. Hi, everybody.
And Shaun, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm here. Kaylan, how's it?
The other Shaun, man.
Shaun
Schutte.
Schutte. Shaun, are you there? No.
He's also on mute. Let's just get him. It's all right. I'll get him now.
All right, Kaylan, can you hear us loud and clear?
Yes, I can.
How's it going up in Joburg today?
Funny enough, it's quite cold tonight. But everything's good this side.
Phenomenal driver. I love to see you in action, and always such a great guy. You're always commenting, always making sure that we all stay up to speed with just about everything. And from my side, I've never spoken to you on a live chat, so thank you very much for helping me out. My first season in commentating any form of eSIM racing, so it's been a bit of an overwhelming journey. But to watch guys like yourself put in massive effort into the industry and into the racing formula, big thanks from my side. And in fact, a lot of our viewers would also probably give you a big pat on the shoulder.
Well, Kaylan is our first and only celebrity, I would say. He's been on the morning show. Morning show, eh? What's it called?
Yeah, Espresso morning show.
Espresso. There we go. Yeah, you've been there live. So yeah,
Lekkers.
you are.
So can I get a signed cap and get it sent down to me?
Go to his online
when I-
shop and order it.
Yeah.
That's
Actually,
I was
Hey,
waiting.
Ken, you
maybe
should
when
make
I
it-
come down for Cape August, then yeah, we'll see what we could do.
Oh man,
You
if you're
should
gonna
make espresso. What you call it? Sky coffee.
An
lekker.
espresso sky coffee,
morning.
yeah.
Espresso morning sky coffee.
Correct, yeah.
Well, Kaylan, if it does happen and you do come down to Cape Town, be sure to phone me. We'll hook up for a decent cup of coffee, and it'd be good to see you out there. I hope it's gonna run this year. We've lost out 18 months of some good racing.
Yeah.
But back to our racing. It's what's
Okay,
happening right
Shaun,
now. Yeah, boy.
Shaun Schutte is also ready for us. He's on the chat.
Okay, I'll introduce him now. Kaylan, we'll get back to you now in just a second. Shaun Schutte, how are you doing?
Hi, good evening, guys. Yeah, I'm getting yourself.
Yeah, good to have you on board with us, Mr. Porsche.
Mr. Wall.
Spinning.
Yeah, listen, let me tell you, you knew just how to put a Porsche onto pole and then put it into the wall shortly afterwards. So you created
Yep.
lots of action for us. Thanks very much for that. How was the Porsche Cup for you?
Yes, yeah, actually, I quite enjoy driving very much, but yeah, it is extremely tricky, and will kill you at without a moment's notice.
And tell me, in terms of setting that car up and spending time with it, was it just on race night, or did you spend quite a bit of time getting to grips with it?
Yeah, and I haven't had much time to dedicate into doing too much setup work. So I just race nights were probably about the most time I got to spend with the car.
Well, I'll tell you what, you put on some proper battles with a lot of the guys, and just looking at their average age, I think we're all about the same sort of age group, and it just shows you where sim racing has gone in the last couple of years. In fact, I suppose during this crazy lockdown time. In terms of time-wise, Kaylan, and maybe we can just direct this question to you. Time-wise at UCIT and get car set up and actual practice? What are we looking at? Maybe there's some youngsters that are getting into the game.
Sean, I think I'm the worst person to ask this question because with most of the games, in particular ACC, normally I do everything on the night.
Yeah.
What I do have luckily is that a lot of my setups are done beforehand. So
Okay.
I kind of have a feeling of each track and what the car needs to do on each track. It's just a case of making sure my tire temperatures and my strategy is ready for the race. But yeah, normally I would say normally knock off at about 5 o'clock. I'll generally jump on at about 7 before the race and just make sure I'm up to speed with the track temperatures and that.
Sure.
But before that, I think I used to sit maybe about 2 hours or so
Okay.
each day just to make sure I'm getting accustomed to the game. Yeah, usually about 2 hours, an hour, and then yeah, ready to race.
From what I can see, Kaylan, is that you one of the guys that does ACC the other way around, where you do more races than setup work, which is not a
That's
bad thing.
basically it. That's basically it because I also find that my qualifying pace is lacking as opposed to my race pace. So yeah, it's, like you said, it's the other way around.
But it's still fun, man. That's why we do it. We do it for the fun, eh?
100%.
Correct.
And I mean that,
Always, always.
and that's what the viewers want to see as well. And I suppose what a lot of the younger guys also want to hear. Talking about that going into season 2, are you sticking with the Audi?
No, I've actually given myself a bit of a challenge. I'm going to be using the Honda Evo
Sure.
GT3 this season. So
All right.
a bit of a slower car, but hoping to put it on the podium.
Well, there's some exciting news for the folks that are watching. If you are racing season 2, um, Kaylan has decided to go over to a Honda. How's
You
that?
know, Honda makes good lawnmowers, eh?
Yes, they do.
They also make great
Watch,
And
motocross
motorbike.
bikes.
watch everyone hop onto Hondas now.
Yeah.
Was that a strategy?
Okay, so the reason I got I know we're having quite a cool chat here, but the reason I got Shaun, Schutte, and Kaylan on board was they they basically two of the hot favorites going into the season,
Yeah.
and yeah, we just want to quickly hear from them what are their goals for the season, and yeah, are they looking forward to the season? We should have a nice full grid. We're going to have a couple of new guys joining the season, and from what I can see from the preseason races, I think it's going to be quite a close battle at the top. So yeah, what do you guys think?
I think I'll let Sean go first.
Shaun, the pressure's on. Shaun's still
Come,
there.
Skitty, where are you?
Shaun's nervous about that question. I think we're going to head it back to Kaylan.
Can you guys hear me?
Ah, there
Oh,
we go.
there we go, there we go, there we go. You're back
There
on.
we go. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, from a just purely from a depth of the field perspective, there's a lot more drivers in it this year, I think, or this season. So we got Fluffy, we got Clayton, who can all win on the night, for sure.
Yeah.
And we got a couple of guys who are just there off the back of that. You are really consistent, like
Just waiting for you to spin.
exactly. Yeah, so from a racing perspective, I'm very excited as to where this season's going to go. As a goal for myself, I'm looking for not even a top 3, I'm looking for a top 2.
Very
Here we
cool.
go.
And choice of car, are we sticking with McLaren for season 2?
And I'm going with Ferrari this season.
Good choice. And much time with the car, Shaun?
So it is a car I do have a little more experience with. I did run a couple of seasons with ATK
Okay.
with it, and initially with LNR as well. I ran the Ferrari for quite a bit. Then I decided I was going to change things up, and I ran a different car in each series that I was competing at. Was maybe not the most optimal way of going racing, learning a different car every for every race. So yeah, happy to be back on the Ferrari. Yeah.
Well, I think it's from a spectator point of view and for yourself. I think it's it's going to be some exciting. I think the racing's going to be a lot closer now with you in the car that you're a lot more comfortable with.
Yeah.
Kaylan, any more thoughts on the new season for you? The track choices?
The track choices are really good. A lot of really technical tracks there. So I think
Community
the
voted.
guys who go with Bentley, they're going to be on average a little better off in terms of drivability for the car.
And favorite track, Shaun, quickly?
Spa for me.
Okay, I thought that would be. I think it's Spa for most of the guys.
Not
Kay-
Suzuka.
Kaylan?
No.
I'm not too sure I should be asking why.
No particular reason.
No, Spa's cool. I love Spa.
And Kayla, what's your favorite circuit out of the track choice for season 2?
I've done quite well around Zandvoort with the Audi, so I'm not too sure if the Honda is going to be similar or different to what I felt in the Audi at Zandvoort. But yeah, definitely going for that track, and yeah, Suzuka's also not a particular favorite for me. So yeah, it's very interesting tracks. I think when it comes to like the 3 British tracks, I'm gonna struggle quite a bit, but looking forward to that challenge.
Yeah. Stefan, any more questions from your side?
No, from our side, I'm quite happy that we're going to run the British tracks. They've been delayed for console release. So Alton Park and Donington, we've did a bit of them in pre-season with the Porsche Cup cars. Now we're going to do them in GT3 cars, and that's a completely different track in a GT3 car. You can attack, whereas with the Porsche you had to drive it like it was an eggshells. But no, it's going to be quite cool in the GT3 cars. Yeah, it's a lot more fun in the GT3. Well, the Porsche Cup car is fun in its own way, but in the GT3 car you can really attack the fast bench. So yeah.
And then Alvin Sykes, your track choice, you said Spa as well, hey? Looks like we've lost.
Oh no, that was just.
Have to
no worry. That was
that special button at the back.
Oh, there you go.
For me, it really boils down to whichever track is good for me on the night.
Great stuff. Okay, so
how are you feeling on the night?
I'm sure he feels with his hands usually.
Oh, at the moment you can't feel that mic button. There we go.
Are we going to keep Kaylan and Shaun while we go over to Jonathan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. If they've got any questions, they're welcome to fire away.
So Kaylan and Shaun, if you don't mind, could you guys just hang tight while we bring in Jonathan, another one of our special guests, Insecta Tech. Some amazing products, and I'm going to run through some of the photos, but I'm going to hand this one over to Stefan. He knows Jonathan fairly well, and over to you, Stefan.
Cool, thanks, man. Yeah, so over the last couple of weeks, I've been chatting to Jonathan a bit, and it was purely I was looking for some sim gear and went to a couple of forums, and I managed to find a link that led me to his website. And yeah, I've been chatting to him ever since, and the type of tech that he creates locally, all stuff locally built, and I could hear the passion he's got for the stuff is quite cool. So I thought, let's get him on board. Let's get him to get on with Outlaws, and yeah, and share another South African with some cool products. So yeah, Jonathan, welcome. Can you hear us? Are you on? He's on. There we go. Hey, Jonathan. Yeah, we can hear you.
Hi. Thank you.
So yeah, so we're happy to have you on board, man. From your side, a lot of the guys don't know a lot about Insecta Tech. So if you can give us a little intro, that would be great.
Yeah, sure. Basically, I started the company about 2.5 years ago, and initially it was just sort of big 6-axis machines, but last a little bit before last year, about a year and a half ago, with smaller machines as well, and now sort of branching into the peripherals as well, steering wheels, pedals. We'll see what comes next after that as well. Boxes, room.
Okay. So when you say, just for the viewers out there, when you talk about the 6-axis and your 4-axis, that's your motion rigs. That's the big motion rigs. We've got it on screen at the moment on our stream, and I must say the 6-axis machine looks amazing. That thing looks like a piece of art and a cool piece of tech.
Yeah, look, it's. I mean, it's not what you would call an affordable piece of equipment. Mostly on local market, guys would be probably interested in 4-axis. Coming up now, we're going to be releasing the actuators themselves as DIY kits that people can add to their rigs they already have.
Cool, man. Yeah, so I've seen you sent me a couple of pics about the DIY actuators, and I would imagine that's, so let's say you've got one of these aluminium modular rigs, you kind of mount it to that and use your software and away you go. Is that basically as easy as that, or?
Exactly, yeah. So it comes with a bracket that bolts onto an aluminium extruded frame, and I'll probably do that in about an 80 mil stroke or so for just for the sake of not tearing the thing apart. But on our machines, we probably run about 125 mil, so it's not really, it's more or less the same thing.
Sorry, you're just losing your sound a bit there. You're just breaking up a bit.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's cool.
That's better.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So ideally you just bolt this thing to your alu extrusion rig or whatever you have. Fab up some brackets or something. And after that, you basically need our software and another motion package as well, and there you go. And a PC.
And a PC, of course, yeah. And a PC.
Not necessary PC. In fact, the motion rig could work without a PC easier than a wheel, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's mostly at this point.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so the reason I got chatting with you was obviously regarding your direct drive wheel. So that was the one thing that I am looking forward to. So like I told you, I'm definitely going to be ordering one very soon. So I look forward to getting that. And so basically, I know you've got this awesome direct drive wheels. You've got the 3 levels of wheel that you build that goes all the way from something like a 30 Newton meter all the way up to a 50 Newton meter. Obviously, various prices, various levels of kit. You also build you've got a rim and a button box that you can use. And the cool thing for me was when I asked you, could you make a Fanatic wheel work? You said, yes, we could. So if someone has an existing, something like a CSL Elite, and they've got a F1 podium rim and they want to make it work, from what I understand, you can make a plan to make that work. It's not the off-the-shelf fix at the moment, but you could potentially make that work for you.
Yeah, essentially any rim. I mean, most rims, G29 probably not, but a T300 rim, for instance, could work quite well. Get a little module for it. The Fanatec rims would not be a problem either. So those are reasonably easy to stick on. Like I said, probably G29 I wouldn't recommend.
Oh man,
just break.
so I want to put a G29 rim on my direct drive, man. You don't understand.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Okay, so that's cool. The thing that really got my attention was this new pedal set that you're busy developing, and with the potential of having the pedals work on a G29 base or a T300 base. So I know this is something that's not out there. It's not yet. This function is not available yet, but that is a potential thing in the works. So I can personally tell you from looking around, trying to find stock, if something like that would be available to the market, I mean, that would, there's a lot of guys with G29s and T300s that could do with a decent set of pedals. And you actually get more from pedals than what you get from a wheel, in terms of lap time consistency and things like that. So definitely, I mean, that's something that I personally would be looking forward to, and I'm sure some of the guys on the chat would also like something like that.
Yeah, Stefan, just how's it, Jonathan? It's Shaun here. Just chatting to some of the guys on the live chat. AM Racing ZA, how's it? Asking for the website. What we'll do is we'll get it up on the chat a little bit later. But if you, Jonathan, if you want to just give us the website, and then Stiginator SA, how's it, Alan? Asking, does it work on the PS? If you can just give us.
That's the. So what Alan is asking is that discussion that we've had previously of, can you make the wheel work on a console?
Yeah.
And yeah, I know we've had some. I mean, you can answer that. You can get into
sure.
that.
There's a device that you can use. It's called Drive Hub. It basically allows you to plug in any aftermarket wheel or any non-supported wheel and use it on a PlayStation or Xbox. It's not something I've tested myself yet, so we'll probably get one in soon if there's demand for it. I have one client that says he wants to switch to console because his PC is giving problems and he doesn't want to buy a new one, obviously with current prices. And he's considering getting one as well to test with, so then we'll know, what kind of quality you'll get. Obviously, consoles might not be quite the same experience as PC, but it's still going to be a better experience than your typical entry-level wheels that people normally use. From the pedal side.
No, sorry. Just finish your sentence. Go for it.
Okay, so from the pedal side, basically, that would be a simpler thing to implement. So an aftermarket pedal set to make work onto a Logitech base or a Thrustmaster base would be quite simple. I mean, that's not really something that's difficult at all.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I know, like I say, Stiginator SA basically asked in the chat, does the stuff work on PS? If you had a set of pedals tomorrow, you would probably take it. So yeah, there's definitely guys that would want that. So yes. On the console side, I would imagine that you would be slightly limited to whatever the Drive Hub console connection can do for you, where on PC side you can completely customize the way you want it to. So
yes, so if you do a console version, basically it would be one that comes with a RIM always, because you'll use a RIM then to change the settings on the wheel. Where if you have a PC, obviously you can just use a PC app. You can then use any RIM you want. You'll lose a little bit as well from the telemetry side. So the DD stuff is not just pure FFB that you pull from the PC or from the game. You tend to augment it. I think everyone does it nowadays. You just augment it with some telemetry data as well. So in our wheels, we have a little bit of RPM vibration. I'm working on a module now to give you a little bit of road texture that you don't get from the force feedback itself. So those kind of things, unfortunately, you would lose out on the PlayStation unless you have a PC as well. If you have a PC as well, basically what you can do is you can pull your telemetry from PlayStation through to a PC and then run it through the app and back to the wheel as well. You don't need a special fancy PC or something like that. Any sort of low end, as long as it runs Windows, it'll work.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I think that gets that for you understand the stuff, but console guys understand plug it in and it must work. So
yeah.
So the more of the clever stuff you can do on your side would be better. And obviously you will be limited to some of the stuff. But for me, the big win is if I can have a wheelbase mounted to my rig and I can switch my PlayStation on or I can switch my PC on, there will be some differences, granted, but if I can use the same thing to work on both systems, I mean, that's a complete winner. That's a no-brainer. especially for console guys looking to upgrade to PC in the future.
Exactly. You do a transition period where you have like console and PC, and you want something to work on both.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm right now. I've got a console and a PC, and I'm soon going PC only.
Sure, that's quite scary. We're losing the donkey.
Yeah, okay. There's quite I see Black Ribbon Simulations. I've got quite a couple of questions for you. They say, can we put them on Black Ribbon Simulations? What do you mean by that, Richard?
I think Richard wants to sell it.
I think what they're asking there is if they can put it on the BRS website.
The website, so they can sell it through their website as well.
Yeah, certainly.
I'm pretty sure Jonathan would be happy with that. That's maybe another guy you need to get in touch with. The store. Here we go. So just the last one, Jonathan, which some of the guys might not realize. Just give us a price on your, I'm going to call it your entry-level base, but it's like a 13, 14 Newton meter base, which is quite a decent base. I mean, compared to Fanatec just launched the entry-level base, which is 5 Newton meters. You buy a extra, 100 euro power supply, and it makes it 8 Newton meters. So just tell us what your pricing for your base and the base with the rim.
Yeah, so the 13 Newton meter esports is the entry level. The base alone is currently going for 10,000. If you buy the button box and the rim width, it's I think about 4.5. If you do, like I said, if you guys want to arrange group buys, we do discounts for 3 units and 3-unit batches. And the next level up, the Esports Pro has a bigger motor. It's a 20 Newton meter wheel. That's 14,000, and then the big boy is I think 19,000, if I'm not mistaken. There are a few little extra chain or features that go on to the more expensive wheels. Slip rings and stuff like that, where you don't have cables for the rims and things like that. But in terms of the way they feel feel the same, just different levels of strength.
And your big boy is a 50 newtons, eh?
Yeah, it's probably not something that that's practical, but it's mainly just sort of competition in the range of a DD2 or a Semicube Ultimate. That sort of level, they tend to use the bigger motors there. So that's basically where that's targeted at. I think most people will struggle to run even the small one at high settings. 13 Newton meters is quite a bit to do a full race with if you turn it up high.
Sure. So the excitement level for me is this is local, this is South African made, and if you've got issues with the stuff, you are local. I mean, I've been chatting to you. I don't even have a rim. I haven't even spent a cent with you, and you have been more than. Sure, you've gone out of your way to chat to me about this technology behind this stuff and explain to me how it all works and from a guy like me who likes the technical stuff, I found it very interesting to get all this detail and yeah, the price point, it's local, you don't have to worry about import tax and things like that. That's why I like it, and obviously local warranty. What's your warranty on your stuff?
Warranty is at least 2 years. We'll probably push these at about 3 years or so. On the machines, it's going to 5 years now.
Sure.
Okay. So that's great, man. That's awesome stuff.
Stefan, just Wolfman Willie shouting, "Hey, Jonathan, can you bring to my place and then we can test it out?" I suppose you get that from just about every sim.
I take it you know Wolfman Willie.
I do. I've known him for a good 40 years or so, actually.
Sure.
Okay, so why doesn't he have one of your rims or one of your bases? Because he plays on console.
At that time, I would say probably if you asked me the same question about 2 months ago, if it's going to work on console, I would have just given you a flat no. So the Drive Hub gadget just sort of came to my attention fairly recently, a few weeks ago, I guess, or probably about 5 weeks ago or so.
Yeah.
So we'll see if he's willing to sell his CSL. I'll give him a demo and then we'll see what happens. I think
Look,
Stefan. Well, I think Stefan went for a short demo, so I think he enjoyed it a little bit. Maybe it was a little bit too short to get a proper experience, but yeah.
Yeah, I had a quick demo, yeah. So I had a quick demo and I enjoyed it. Hence, I want to buy one. But I mean, if you need the T300 test, I mean, you can just send one down here and I'll send the T300 up. I mean, it's not a problem to test the pedals and stuff, you know. No, but all jokes aside, man, I'm super excited to get involved with this DD wheel, and I'm super excited to get your product more out in this African market. It was way too difficult to get to your to get to your product, to find a link. Like I said, I found it in some random chat thread somewhere when I was actually looking at something a different type of wheel altogether. You know, because it's
Okay.
getting into the DD world, and generally you start at the semi cubes and the Fanatec levels, and you go, okay, what can I actually afford? And you go more and more east, you know, and you end up in the middle of China, and then from there I was looking at the Sim Magic, and I found a link for your website, and yeah, man, it's I'm actually
talking about
this
the
is
link.
10 times better.
Stefan, talking about that link, Jonathan, most of the questions that came up was, what is that website? If you can read it out to us, I'll put it up in the link below as well.
Okay, sure. It's www.insecta.tech.
So as easy as that. I will spell it out for you guys. Just a short second or two. You'll see it coming up now. To our other guests, Kaylan and Shaun, have you got any questions for Jonathan before we go on to some of the very cool prizes?
Nothing from my side.
He sounds a bit.
Yeah,
Come on,
nice and
Kaylan.
nice.
I know you want a set of pedals, man.
I do, but I want a PC first.
Fair enough.
Just,
Fair enough.
Jonathan, yeah, just on your pedals that you would be offering. So would they be Hall effect sensor based, or would they use potentiometers, or would there be a load cell option for the brake?
For the passives, I'm probably going to look at optics. So an optic sensor rather than Hall sensors tend to have quite a bit of noise. So I don't want to sit in full out noise too much, but I've had good results with optic sensors. We're going to try something a little bit different on the brake. So I don't know how well it's going to work. So I'm not going to commit to saying, okay, this is how the brake's going to get done. But yeah, load cell would be the plan B, I guess. I try and stay away from load cells as well. I don't personally like the feel so much of them. So we'll see if we can come up with something a little bit better.
Or something like a pneumatic or a hydraulic type of setup.
Yeah, like a magnetic system. If we can tune the magnets to give us the correct slope, the rise slope, that would be my pick for a pedal system.
I would imagine that you would have some sort of calibration software for your pedals as well.
Yeah, so what you just basically use a similar pack which you use for the machines and for the wheel already.
Right.
So that would be the same thing being used for the pedals as well.
Cool, man. Okay, so that's good news. So basically, you're going to try a little bit of new tech on the pedals, and if that's not quite right, you would revert back to a load cell setup.
Yeah, so I've done load cells before, and I've used quite a few load cells before. Just the brake doesn't have a natural feel. I mean, if you kind of, one of your comments when you drove the wheel was that it felt natural. So I'm trying to sort of get something that feels natural and matches sort of, you know, the ecosystem of the wheel and the machines. We always try and make things feel analog, you know, not on off, like feel like they have a natural feel to them. So we'll do the same thing basically with the pedals.
Okay, cool, man. I mean, that would be great. So Yeah, Schutte, I hope that answers your question. And
Yep.
And from my side, it's what I've enjoyed testing your wheel very quickly in a rig that was a bit too short for me, so my elbows were next to my knees were next to my ears. What I really enjoyed was how natural it felt. It different, like completely different rig, different wheel and everything, and the diameter of the wheel was a real car size diameter of the rim, so that is actually quite interesting as well. And just it felt natural, like micro corrections and things like that felt very natural. Where I would feel with the T300 you might lose some of that detail. But yeah, with definitely the direct drive, I got all of that little bits of detail. So it was all cool. I see Fluffy just asked quickly, pedals included. Fluffy 14.5 is for the base and the rim. I think pedals, a 2 pedal set, if I'm correct, Jonathan, you were thinking like 3 or 4K, somewhere around there. I mean, you're still developing the new pedal, so I would imagine you'd get
Yeah,
to a
the idea
proper
is,
number once that's all sorted out.
yeah, so the idea is to keep the price reasonable. I mean, it's still altogether once you
Yeah.
put it in the basket, it's still fairly high, but reasonable in comparison to what you can get in this kind
Yeah.
of level. So yeah, probably, but I'm hoping we can do it for about somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000.
And then also rather do 2 high quality pedals with the option of a third pedal, than going for 3 pedals immediately and then having to drop the quality.
Yeah, exactly. I think to keep the cost within reason, start with 2. A lot of people don't use clutches
Correct.
anymore, so
2 high quality pedals is personally my personal preference would be 2 high quality pedals rather than having a random clutch that's just floating around over there. Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Cool, man. Thank you very much. I think we got quite a bit of info from this chat. We'll obviously share this links on our social media platforms and stuff, so guys can go and watch this afterwards as well. I think Richard will be in touch with you, so yeah, there's going to be some cool stuff to come out of all of this. And yeah, Fluffy, I would say it's about 20K, but Drew, that's going to be a proper system, if you go all in. So Rally needs a clutch. Yeah, but you can buy a third pedal. We're saying to start you off with a really high quality pedal set and keep the cost low. We're gonna start. You would start with 2 pedals, and then you can always buy a third one for clutch. So yeah, Richard, I think that there we go. Okay, cool. So just to cap off our pre-season chat. The season starts tomorrow, so I would imagine the guys want us to stop talking so they can start practicing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just gonna, Alvin, you're gonna quickly have a chat about the prizes that we've got so far.
Can you hear me?
Loud
We
and
can hear
clear.
you.
Okay,
I
fantastic.
see one last question before we get there. I see Kaylan said, "What about some Outlaws merch?" So yeah, we must
Yeah, I'll chat about it.
yeah.
Yeah, well, it's always good to have a bit of prizes at the end of the day for all the people that are working hard and putting the hours in and hopping onto Outlaws. So Vanna from TGN has sponsored another full ACC track art pack, which is great. Stefan has managed to put one up in his little new editions room. I've seen some pictures and that it looks really good. So I think that's a great prize to have from Vanna. We really appreciate that.
Think you just on the bass guitar.
And then yeah, we'll be getting some trophies from Richard from Black Ribbon. He's in the mix, busy getting that sorted out. I think they're not going to be your typical, little trophies. He's putting something nice together that should, I think, is a bit of a perspex kind of thing, or illuminated or whatever the case. But we'll get some as soon as we get some artwork of that. We'll post it to the Discord channel. We have from Sparko, which is probably a very I think the guys will be very excited about. We've got the Hyper Grip gloves that will be on the podiums. I can't say which prizes are going where just yet because there's a couple other things that are that we're looking at. So it all depends on that. But at least for the time being, we can announce these prizes. Yes. So it will be the Hyper Grip gloves and the Hyper Speed socks. So yeah, I think that's quite exciting. Anything from Sparko would be great. And hopefully a couple other things from Sparko Gaming SA as well. I'm looking forward to having some further discussions with them and seeing what else we can add to the Outlaws streams and stuff. Then obviously caps and shirts, that will be an ongoing thing. I've ordered a whole lot of caps, and I'll be sending some down to Cape Town. And in our own time, we'll make sure that we get those caps and shirts through to you. The shirts are a bit trickier though, so I'd rather firstly find out who's won and get the sizes right, and then we'll personally come deliver those through to you.
And I
then
think, Alvin, sorry just to interrupt. The one thing that we've done before, which we'd probably do again, is we want everyone to be involved. So at some point at the end of the season, there will be a prize. Doesn't matter if you win the season or don't win the season, you'll get something. So it's quite good if the guys at least do all the races that they can. It's valuable. So guys, do every race you can, because there's more than likely going to be something up for grabs.
Yeah.
For sure. That's my plan. If people are dedicated and put their time and effort in, we want them to get something else out of it as well. Yes. So that's all for now. And then Pace, are you still here? Are you still here?
I'm still here.
I think you got some news for us as well. You're willing to put something in there for us. So I'll hand it to you.
Stefan mentioned it earlier, and luckily I've got a bag laying around. I said that from the guys that are taking part in the current season, what I'll do is if they save replays of their overtakes, I know we generally save replays of incidents, but for the gents that obviously want to, they can save their replays of their overtake, send it through to me, and then I'll display the gent with the best overtake that I've seen from the season, and I'll give away a Sky Coffee Pace Motorsport medium dark roast coffee bag.
Sure.
Fantastic. That's awesome.
So how do I win this?
Cool, man. That's I think I might need to enter, because I might need some coffee to get me through these nights of no sleep with the newborn.
I was just going to say,
Stefan, in your case, you'd probably have to start at the back to do an overtake, mate.
Oh, sorry. No quali, eh?
No, you don't get to qualify.
And the cup car.
In the cup car.
No, the cup car will overtake too easily on the straights, though. Yeah, guys, I just want to say big thanks for everyone who joined. It was cool to talk about the new season. I'm looking forward to the first race tomorrow night. I think Shaun is already busy setting up his stream for tomorrow. And what about blue flags? No, I see the chat. Anton asked, what about blue flags? Part of the game, man. Part of the game. So yeah, I hope everybody's has got an awesome season, awesome little league. We've obviously changed the league a little bit, not every second week. So we found that doing a race every second week makes everything feel a bit long, and it takes a bit. At the end of the league, the guys aren't so invested anymore. So hopefully keeping it nice and short means everyone is invested, and we have a nice full season for the entire season.
Yeah, keeps it exciting, keeps the guys on their toes.
I think Shaun's muted. Shaun.
I think Shaun is muted, yeah.
I was just going to say, it keeps the...
And you're laughing at me and my little button.
Keeps the excitement levels high, and it keeps the viewers coming back for some more, and hopefully our sponsors get enough out of it to keep those very cool prizes coming that the guys mentioned. And from my side, I get to do this in a different world every Wednesday night, and let me tell you, once those sponsors come on board and they see what we're doing, we see the passion that you as drivers or riders have, and what we're trying to do in the background. Yeah, it just makes for a great sport, and it makes for a great bunch of lads that most of you guys are. I say most because there's some naughty guys out there that are not always willing to play the straight up card, but it's all racing, guys. It's fun all the way.
Sean, if we can add, I think we can let the audience know as well that we do plan on doing some reviews and opening some boxes, and getting through some of the products that are on offer from sponsors as well.
Yeah, 100%. That is, we've been promising it through most of the Porsche Cup racing, but due to the times and time restrictions, guys, it gets
Level
a little bit
4.
tight. Yeah, level 4. But we will get to it, and we will do some unboxing, and we'll do some cool vids on it as soon as we get the product. From my side, I cannot wait for season 2. Yeah, as Stefan said, getting set up, getting ready here in the studio. Again, thanks to Online Outlaws for allowing me to be a part of this. From not knowing how to stream, from not even knowing what OBS was, to having a full studio in the background. Yeah, thanks for a massive opportunity. And to you guys that race the cars, thank you for allowing me into your homes every Tuesday. Do appreciate it.
Cool, man. Last word from me is just going to be, guys, we might have 1 or 2 special races during the season, once off Enduros. Keep your eyes and ears out for those ones, because yeah, there might be some special things on the cards for them. So cool. For now, focus on the season, but there will be something special as well.
Yeah, very cool. Alvin, any last thoughts from your side before we shut off?
No, that's it. Just great to be a part of it, and I really do look forward to getting on the track with the guys and having some fun. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, well, we'll see you tomorrow night from 8 o'clock, Stefan, if that's on the cards.
For me, it's changing diapers. Yeah.
Welcome to it, Dad. Welcome to it, Dad. Now that we've got everybody, let's all welcome Stefan Wessels to Dadhood. Let's all just put a quick comment down below. There's my phone. I want to see some comments come through and say, "Well done, Daddy-o." Yeah, I think it's always a miracle. It's amazing, and leave your comments below. Let's wish one of our top race drivers a happy dadhood.
Just before we finish the stream, yeah. So Alvin and Anton Repsol had a bit of a
shit. It's coming.
A bet going last season, and the bet was the loser has to change his PSN to Cupcake. And if I remember correctly, I believe Alvin lost that bet. So
I did.
Are we seeing Cupcake tomorrow on the grid?
Yes, I will do it. I just need time to get on there and figure out how to change my PSN to Cupcake, but I will do it.
Nice, Cupcake.
Brilliant.
Nice one.
My word.
Brilliant.
Cupcake, here we come.
Well, there we go. Thanks to all the guys for leaving your comments below. Thanks for joining us on a Monday evening. We do appreciate it, and I know Stefan's going to appreciate it. It is such a special occasion. We're going to go into massive racing from tomorrow. Bring your A game and bring your gees. Let's have some fun in the next couple of weeks. Stefan, I think from my side, I'm going to give it a shout now. Thanks very much for joining us, and we'll catch you tomorrow evening.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, guys. Have a good one.